Hello YouTubers! What we are going to do today is we are going to make a charm using UV resin and adhesive vinyl. I have been meaning to do this video since probably the summer. This is probably one of my favorite things. These are actually all Christmas presents I made. I made little keychains. And what the UV resin is it almost works as like an epoxy and it seals everything in. So this is completely smooth to the touch, which also means this glitter is not going anywhere. So it's completely smooth to the touch, and this glitter is stuck in there, which means you can't, spread glitter everywhere. So it's a really fun way to make something really sparkly. Or this one's kind of a little more subdued with the dried flowers. This one has some leaf glitter in it. It's also a great excuse to buy all of the glitter you ever could want, because now you can put them in these guys. So let me go show you what you need. Alright, so we are going to put ours today on a 3-inch acrylic. This is a clear acrylic circle. It's got the protective paper on it. I haven't taken it off yet. I find these work really good for like long dangly necklaces, which I like to wear. This is a 2-inch one, which is what I made the keychains out of. I also bought this off Amazon, which is all the little bubbles plus a little tassel for the keychains. And that's how I made them into the keychains. So this 2-inch was clear was for the keychains, and this is a 3-inch clear, which we're going to use for the necklaces. And then I'm going to put, this is just regular adhesive vinyl. It's some holographic adhesive vinyl. I made several word snowflakes. So this one says joy, and so we're going to put it on our circle today. So, and then I've been using this brand of UV resin. All of these have been made using them. And it's just a clear, it is stinky. Do you know that? It is stinky. If you're going to do this either well-ventilated area or it's really late at night. So we'll do this and then my little spot can air out for tomorrow. But this is what I've been using. It's worked really, really well. And I've been using this light. I like this one for a couple reasons. It needed to have more watts. The first one I bought was one of the cheap ones, because quite frankly I didn't know if I'd like this. I didn't really know, so I bought a little cheap one. It only had like 5 watts in it. Don't do that. You need at least 50 watts on one of these nail dryers, which is what these are for. The reason I like this one is because it comes apart, so you can resin in here and then move it around without trying to or without having to keep your fingers out of it, because trying to move it, get under the light, things like that, it's a little tricky to not put your fingers in it and then create a mess. So that's the one I've been using. These are silicone brushes. The nice thing with the silicone is nothing sticks to it. So this is what I've been using to move around the resin. The resin, also, I haven't tried these yet, but I did buy them on an Amazon Prime Day. You can color them. You can color them. You can also add a lot more glitter than I'm going to add today to change them and make them different colors if you wanted to. Now I have all sorts of glitter. If you search like nail art on Amazon, you'll find a lot of the right size glitter for this. It's meant obviously to decorate fingernails, but it's just kind of the right size for this. So this is like Christmas, and these are my leaves I made for my fall one. And then there's big chunky glitter. And these are my dried flowers. I really like my dried flowered one. So, and you can use any kind, shakers, the garden gnome over here. The garden gnome's got really thin, flaky glitter in it, and that's what's giving it a sparkle. Also on the garden gnome, this is paper that I put in here. This is all just regular adhesive vinyl, but that is actually really sparkly paper, and I cut it out using a paper punch and put it in the UV resin. So UV resin's really forgiving. You can put all sorts of stuff in it. You might also want a bit of one of those light up torches, or light up, not torches, one of the light up things you use to turn candles on or light candles up to remove the air bubbles. I actually really like the air bubbles. I think they're kind of cool. But if you don't want them, you can do that. Also, I have this little guy. It's a little vacuum cleaner. It is a godsend when dealing with all this glitter, because invariably, no matter what you do, it's going to get everywhere. So that's another reason I like the tray on the UV light over here is it helps to contain the glitter, but it's a little vacuum cleaner. He turns on and he sucks up glitter. He's great and it's cute. So why don't we get started? And I'm going to recommend you be in a really well lit spot. I'm in my basement, which we kind of sort of renovated, and I have a chandelier in my basement. It was from Goodwill. I was a bit out of money, and so it was from Goodwill, and I spray painted it white. It works out really, really well because it has like 8 lights, and so it's very bright. So we're going to be working under that today. All right, so I'm over under my chandelier. This is our Acrylic Blank. Peel off the clear paper. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to take our vinyl and put it on our round here. So this is just transfer tape. All right, so this is one of the new specialty holographics. Doesn't particularly want to come off, so if you flip it on the back and push really hard, it'll help keep it attached. We'll peel it a lot easier. All right, so now we're going to put it on our round and some kind of sort of attempt at level and evil and all of that good stuff. So there we go. There's our little round. So what I'm going to do first is we're just going to put UV resin on this part. So it's all sealed up. And then what I'm going to do after I get this sealed up is we're going to go flip it on the back and put glitter on the back. That way we can kind of see what this looks like and then figure out which glitter we want. Because I don't really know what glitter goes very well with holographics. So we are going to figure that one out as we go along. So this isn't really scientific, especially this side. You're just going to take it and goop it on and then get out your brush and basically just move it around. I like the smaller brushes. That way I don't like the big ones, but basically at this point all you're going to do is you're just going to work it out so that it covers everything. The big thing you're going to use the brush for is to make sure that it doesn't go over the edge and to make sure it gets around the hole up here but not going in it. It's got surface tension in it to begin with, so it's not like it's going to go over on its own unless you just pour quite a lot on it. So you do better off pouring and then trying, pouring and then spreading and pouring and then spreading. It'll self-level to some degree. All right, when you get done, you can just wipe off the extra with a paper towel off of your brush. Now at this point, what we want to do is we want to hold it up and make sure we don't have any low spots. Any spots that didn't get kind of what we really want a perfect world is like a dome of the UV resin. And we are going to go back and add if we have any low spots or things like that. Now this is one of the reasons I really like this tray is you can get it up and move it, because if not you'd be trying to touch all of this. And I don't know if you can see it very well, but right there, see there's no resin at all. And see right here there's no resin at all. It's really easy to do because it's clear going on here, and it's really easy to miss. You also want to make sure that your edges are all covered. And I think we're pretty good. So I'm going to go back and add resin here and here. All right, so I got those two little places taken care of. We're going to put this in the nail light. You absolutely can have this cure outside, but do know that it will take probably 30 plus minutes on a really, really hot, sunny day. Not necessarily hot, but the sunny part. Very, very sunny. Also, if anything blows in it while you are waiting for the sun to cure it, you now have added artwork to your piece. So it's absolutely possible to go cure it outside, but do know that it'll take a while. If it's cloudy or anything like that, it could potentially take even longer. Also, even the bottle doesn't recommend like doing that if you're going to do any kind of mold or things like that. So the UV resin light, I think it says 2 to 4 minutes. Yeah, 2 to 4 minutes. I normally do about 3 to be safe. If it is sticky in any kind of way, the resin is not cured and you need to put it in longer. That goes true for outside exposure and this resin, this light. If it gets thicker, things like that, it may just not, it may need a couple more pushes of the button to cycle through. And then what I do is I just press the 60-minute button 3 times. Also, this bad boy is bright, so you're going to want to face it away from you. It's going to sit on my heat press where my heat press opens, so most of the light goes towards the open heat press and I can't see it because it is very, very bright. Also, when these guys come out, they will be warm. Don't worry. It's okay. They'll just be warm. Warm to the touch, not like hot or going to burn you anything, but just warm. Alright, so it got done in the nail light and it is completely set. It's smooth and dry. I have a completely sealed in object now. And what I like to do now is you can go and see what the glitter will look like on the back now. So that's kind of what I was doing. I really kind of like this like Christmas glitter. I think we're going to put it on the back and kind of see what some of that looks like. Got like snowflakes and trees and stuff. We're going to put that on the back and do that one, and then we'll probably put some glitter on top of that. Now, you could totally leave it like this if you wanted to, or you could just do like big chunky glitter on the back, sparkly little fine glitter if you wanted to as well. It's up to you, whatever floats your boat, honestly. And that's why I really, really like these, is they're so easy to personalize. So... but what you do first is we're going to put on another layer of resin, and then we'll sprinkle these little bits in. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're basically just going to kind of place these guys on here and then kind of move them around to where we want them. And I just kind of like to make sure they're evenly distributed. They will not stay in one place. They're going to want to move around a bit. So keep that in mind before you set it. They're not just going to stay here. But basically I dump and then I'm going to move them around so they're kind of evenly spaced out. Alright, so I have dumped and basically moved around where I wanted them to go. I picked out a couple of Christmas trees because I thought I just had too many in one area, and I just used some tweezers. These came with some of the glitter that I ordered, so now I have like 800 pairs of tweezers. But anyway, I moved them around, and then I kicked out anything that was bent and sticking up because the resin's just going to make a bumpy spot with it. Also, I made sure everything has been dunked under. So if you see, everything is covered in the resin. So everything's under the resin, nothing's sitting on top of it. So everything's been dunked. So we are going to go put this back in our little nail light for another 3 minutes. Alright, so back in the oven it went, or back in the nail file it went. And that's what we have now. Now you can leave it if you want to, but what I'm going to do is we're going to put another layer on the back. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with, this is some neon glitter from Hobby Lobby. I always like this blue one. It kind of provides a little bit of shimmer. I have these too. They're from Amazon, but they're really heavy in the color, which is not really what I want right now. So Same thing. We're going to cover, and then we're just going to sprinkle, and we'll put it back into the nail dryer for another 3 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to hold it up to the light and make sure that there's no high spots or low spots or anything. Alright, so we have our last layer of UV resin on here, and I'm just going to sprinkle some blue neon glitter. It just adds a little bit of shimmer. And then we're going to go put it under the light for its last time for 3 minutes. Alright, so we're all done, and this is the other reason I like the tray. I could sprinkle my glitter. Now I can take this off. Now I can go dump this straight into the garbage, and I don't have glitter everywhere that I'm attempting to contain. So that's another reason I really like this little tray for doing this. But this is our finished product. Now I will freely admit this probably is a little busy for almost everybody in the world but me. I really like a lot of stuff, so and the thing that I really like about this is you can make this as ornate or not as you want to, because I made this one as well, which is just the dried flowers. So and then these guys were chunky glitter, and then the sprinkled in glitter too, to give it more of a kind of depth look. Now this is rough because of the glitter. You could go put on yet another coat if you really wanted to, but I don't. So we are just going to call this done. Now from here you could either hang it on the Christmas tree, which I think it would be quite pretty, or you could wear it as a necklace, which is what I'm going to do with it. I'll put a little jump ring up here and then put it on one of my necklaces. So if you have any questions or want to leave a comment, please do down below. If you and then like and subscribe to our little channel. Thank you so very much, and we will see you next time. Bye.